Gen Z is broke. Not your usual broke. We're talking luxury broke. Imagine living paycheck to paycheck, but flexing a $400 iPhone case and a $7 Starbucks every single day. It's like America invented a new kind of poverty, broke chic. Here's the kicker. Over 60% of Gen Z Americans already carry credit card debt, and yet they spend more than millennials on fashion, food, and entertainment. So how can an entire generation look rich online while being broke in real life? Who's cashing in on their swipes? Why has buy now, pay later turned into Gen Z's new normal? And most importantly, can they escape this trap before it wipes out their future? This is the weird rise of luxury poverty in America. What actually is luxury poverty? Luxury poverty is simple. You look rich on the outside, but your bank account is in critical condition. It's the friend posting Miami vacation selfies, then Venmo requesting you $12 for gas money. Traditional poverty means not enough to survive. Luxury poverty means spending money you don't have to live a lifestyle you can't afford. In the US, it looks like upgrading to the new iPhone every year, paying for 5 streaming services, TikTok skincare hauls, and eating out 3 nights a week, all while skipping savings, juggling rent, and quietly sinking into debt. The weird American dream. Now let's talk numbers, because numbers don't lie. The average Gen Z adult in America makes about $32,500 a year. Sounds decent, until you realize rent in New York or Los Angeles swallows up 40 to 50% of that. Add student loans, around $350 a month, and you're already underwater. But instead of saving what's left, Gen Z spends it. A Bank of America study found they spend more on fashion, dining, and online subscriptions than any other generation, and they're not paying in cash. They're swiping credit cards and stacking buy now, pay later apps like Klarna and Afterpay. 1 in 3 Gen Z Americans has at least one buy now pay later plan active right now. Translation? They're financing their lifestyle like a Netflix subscription. Pay monthly, worry later. Why flex broke? But why? Why flex broke? First, social media flex culture. On Instagram and TikTok, lifestyle is the new status symbol. If your story doesn't look good, do you even exist? Second, FOMO. When your friends are traveling, eating out, or unboxing Jordans, skipping out feels like social suicide. Third, identity through brands. In the US, your sneakers, coffee, and gym membership are shorthand for who you are. A Starbucks latte isn't caffeine, it's a lifestyle. So when a Gen Zer spends $8 on coffee, it's not about the taste. It's about saying, "Look world, I'm doing fine." The rent everything economy. Here's the twist. Gen Z didn't invent luxury poverty. America's economy did. Think about it. Real wages haven't kept up with inflation for decades. Housing is basically unaffordable in major US cities. Student debt is a lifelong subscription. And even the stuff you buy, you don't own it. You rent it, lease it, stream it, finance it. That's why I call this the rent everything economy. You rent your car, Uber, you rent your music, Spotify, you rent your software, Adobe, you even rent your phone with upgrade plans. When you rent your lifestyle month to month, debt becomes normal. The system encourages swiping, financing, and subscribing just to survive. It's like paying one loan with another, except dressed up in pastel logos and friendly app notifications. The winners behind the scenes. But if Gen Z is broke, who's actually cashing in? The answer, not just Starbucks or Nike. The real winners are the money machines behind the scenes. Credit card companies pulled in $130 billion in interest and fees last year, much of it from young Americans swiping for lifestyle buys. BNPL apps like Klarna, they look friendly, but they thrive on missed payments and late fees. Even US banks make billions off overdraft charges, basically charging you for being broke. Luxury poverty isn't just a bad habit, it's a business model. Your $200 sneakers aren't just a flex, they're feeding Wall Street. Everyday examples. Want to see luxury poverty in action? Ask a Gen Z kid about health insurance. Blank stare. Ask about the new iPhone drop. They'll camp outside Apple overnight. 1 in 3 Gen Z Americans says they'd rather spend on travel than save for retirement. Equinox gym memberships? $250 a month, but plenty of young people sign up while cutting corners on groceries. This is Gen Z luxury poverty. Gucci belts over emergency funds, Coachella tickets over down payments. And if you can't afford it, don't worry. Klarna's got 4 easy payments for that. The risk for Gen Z. Here's where it gets serious. If Gen Z keeps this up, they could become the first generation in American history to end up poorer than their parents. Not because they don't earn money, but because their money evaporates into brands, subscriptions, and debt. Meanwhile, the wealth gap widens, home ownership drops, and the so-called American dream, it starts to look less like owning a house and more like paying for life on a monthly plan. So, luxury poverty isn't just a trend, it's the new American illusion. We're working harder, earning less, and spending more just to look okay. But maybe the real flex isn't owning luxury, it's owning your freedom. So, what's your luxury broke moment? The one thing you bought to feel rich but regret now? Drop it in the comments. I'm reading everyone. And if this made you think twice about how money and image really work, wait until you see what's coming next. Because this is only the beginning of how deep the illusion goes. Until then, spend smart, not viral.